That's that is the clever, most intelligent question I've ever been asked. I don't feel equipped to answer it. No, I don't think. I mean, do you mean this kind of music, or all music is limited and requires
your music?
Our music. Well, our music has changed a lot, and in the past, it was much more niche and harder to put in any category. The idea of doing a multimedia DVD, CD thing was the idea of the record company that put it out. And I think that they might have thought that all of the acts that were involved had such a theatrical presence that it was really important to portray that in the package, to give the bands the full, the best possible light that they could have. Since then, I feel that certainly our music has come on in leaps and bounds. I mean, since then, the band has changed as well, because in the past, it used to be an orchestra with Amy on the drums, whereas now, it's, you know, we've added Ping on guitar, and
it was all girls, wasn't it?
It was all girls, and we felt Ping
was
was
a girl, by the way.
Ping was the closest to a girl that we could find.
For the operation.
So in the past, I think that it probably would have been important to show the visual element as well. Now, I would say it's only important just because we look so good, but the music speaks for itself. I definitely believe in nurture versus nature. Definitely. And I'll tell you why. Because I also believe that girls and boys get shaped by culture rather than by genes. So I'm a great believer in the fact that there's no difference between girls and boys. Hence, you know, this one is the biggest girl in the band. Nurture.
I disagree with both of those points.
It can vary completely. I mean, in my experience, I've had experiences of fantastic collaborations with people that are completely different. Like most recently, I've been doing some songwriting with Marco Peroni from Adam and the Ants, and you can't find anyone more different than me and him. He only knows riffs on the guitar. He just knows the guitar inside out, but he looks at a piano and doesn't know what to do with it, and a certain musical language he can't get. And that was just perfect. Somehow something clicked in that collaboration, and it just worked. With other people, whereas I've had the opposite with other people that have exactly the same background as me, where we just, I don't know, you can be too similar, and then the fights can get quite ugly. In this band, we're all from quite different backgrounds, but actually quite a few of us are from very similar backgrounds. Pato comes from a more rock and roll background than all of us. She's played with Courtney Love and with Paloma Faith, whereas Ping and I we're both from jazz college, two different colleges, but we both studied jazz. Ping still loves it. I now hate it. So we always have fights about that.
I just like to irritate her by playing it, to irritate her.
Every now and again you can't help yourself.
Amy and I went to the same college where I was on the jazz course and she was on the classical course. So Amy's like a proper musician, innit? Like she knows all the notes. And Katie also is a proper musician, like.
Proper musician.
Do you mean as opposed to us? Is that what you mean?
The jazz is no less notes. Yeah. Actually, no.
That's not true.
My notes came with your
The jazz is.
No, actually, we know.
Jazz is playing more.
Well, do you see what I mean? we have all very, very different opinions about a lot of things in the band, but it works beautifully.
Indeed.
Never. No, more is more. But are you talking about defining the style in one word? Is one word best to define a style? If you can find the right word, yes, but it's often so hard to find the word that encompasses all the multifacetedness of that it's. I've never found just the one word to describe either our music or our style of look and performance. So ideally less, but sometimes more is more.
But it's eclectic as well.
Yeah.
You know, depends what mood we're in.
Yeah. It's very tricky. It's very, very tricky. Because the Petunias Sisters exploded kind of in a way that I'd never anticipated. And for a while, I wasn't able to do anything else. So the Petunias Sisters were something that one day I decided might be fun to do alongside the many other things that I wanted to do. And it just exploded so much that for at least 3 or 4 years, I wasn't able to do anything else. And to do just one thing, and especially something that's so specific and so, it's just what it is. You can't really decide to change it completely. It was a little bit frustrating for a while, and it was a difficult transition to go from just doing that to doing what I really wanted to do, which was, explore songwriting and have a band like what I do now. It was not without difficulties, and obviously taking away time from the Petunias Sisters was hard. It's now reached a kind of nice equilibrium where both bands can coexist. Sometimes, recently I've had to cancel a gig to go over to New York to record with Michael Bublé. Because if Michael Bublé does that, I kind of have to go. But at the same time, it's worked. So far, it's worked great. No, I firmly believe it's still possible to do something entirely new today. It's obviously there's a lot more that has already been done, and I don't know. It is possible that music will create something entirely new, like a new kind of instrument or a new way of making music. I myself haven't got the imagination to figure out what it could be, but I can see that it's how you combine the different influences that can create something entirely different. And that is what every musician hopes to do. That's certainly what we're hoping to do. And I do think that every now and again you do get somebody who has the genius to put two things together that sound entirely different from everybody. You've had your Bjorks, and there's always someone through music that just surprises you when you thought that everything had been done.